hike, the herald angels sing, back again for more gifting. Peace on trails and weather mild, gear and backpack reconciled. So it is a lovely late November evening and I'm back with probably one of the silliest Tough Soles videos that we're making an annual tradition, and it is the Tough Soles gift gear buying guide for 2024. So last year, around mid-December, I made a video like this, giving my top 10 Christmas gifting ideas for the outdoorsy person in your life. And this year, I'm trying to be a little bit earlier. And if you haven't seen last year's video, I'll have it linked in the description, and I'll link the blog post version as well, because I stand by those 10 choices I made. They were all perfect choices. Not to tell you not to watch this video, but they were all, I think, quite good. They're all things that I would love to get, and I think that you can give to any outdoorsy person in your life. And so this year, I turned to you. I turned to Instagram and asked what your best Christmas gifting outdoorsy stuff was. And I've kind of divided it into 3 categories. We have the outdoor gear kit stuff, we have the outdoor inspired, and then we have outdoor books, just because I love books so much. So starting off with the kit, I included the most popular recommended items, and the first one was a water filter, which I thought was really, really interesting. I do have one. I have one for the platypus, and so this fits onto, it's a screw-on. This is it here. Screws on to the top of the water bottle and comes through the top. There are loads of different versions. You can also get straws that you dip in and stir that sterilize the water, and there are ones that fit into a Solomon soft flask, the running soft flasks. So there are a couple of different options, but in general I think they're a really cool idea, because there's something that I think in Ireland people haven't seen as like necessary kit. So they're a really fun thing to buy somebody that they mightn't have thought to try out before, and I certainly really enjoyed having one. So I think this is a really good recommendation from those who put it in. Next up on the list we have repair kits, and 10 out of 10 recommendations. So what I'm holding here are the little patches that you can use for waterproof jackets. And I have a video where I patched a teeny hole in my waterproof jacket using some of this. And stuff for caring for gear, when you don't know like what they need specifically, because this can be really tricky for outdoorsy people in that they'll need new boots, but they'll have researched and figured out the exact pair of boots they want. So instead of you buying them the wrong pair of boots, buying them some really good wax, they're like wire bristle brushes for cleaning. There's also like, there's more than just the wax, there's like the leather conditioner and the softener and the cleaner, and then like the wax for the outside. For your jackets you have, and your just waterproof gear in general, you have the detergent, for want of a better word, to wash it with, and you have a spray for re-waterproofing them. You can buy gear wash for tents and backpacks. So those I think are really, really solid options that people will always need to take care of the really good stuff that they have. The next recommendation was to buy somebody a head torch, which ties in so well with the video that I just made about the kind of guide to what to look for in a head torch. But to summarize that, if you're buying a head torch for somebody else and you don't have an exact thing of what they want, make sure that it is at least 500 lumens, that it can take multiple batteries, so you can buy additional batteries or you can have extra AAA batteries or whatever, and make sure that it is water or weather resistant. So once you have an IPX4 rating, IPX4. Go back to the head torch video to find out what that means, but basically those are the key things if you want to buy somebody a head torch, and we know how long winter is in Ireland. It will definitely be used. The next most recommended thing was OSI maps, which I couldn't agree with more, especially buying them the laminated versions. So the OSI maps are the Ordnance Survey Ireland. They've renamed themselves something else, but you know. That you want the Discovery Series maps, you want the laminated versions. If they go to Wicklow a lot, you're going to want number 56. Very handy that I'm holding that one right now. The unlaminated ones are about a tenner, The laminated ones are about 25 quid. These are the ones, you need the laminated ones though for Ireland. I have some unlaminated ones and I use them for planning, or if I know that it's the middle of summer and it is definitely going to be bone dry. But most of the year I use the laminated ones. You can also get them east-west maps, also laminated, so they are a different scale, so you get to see a lot more detail in these ones. You can't get them for everywhere in Ireland, but he's mapped a lot of the key mountain ranges, so these are a really nice addition as well. If you know that they maybe already have these OS maps, you can get them the east-west mapping one as well, so they can kind of compare and contrast. And then of course, anybody who's into the outdoors is going to want hiking socks. And from people who are not very outdoorsy, I don't think they understand just how key a good pair of hiking socks are. They honestly are such a game changer. I love the brands Darn Tough, 1000 Miles, and Smart Wool. There are loads of really good brands out there. Those are just the ones that I have the most of. You can get them heavy duty hiking socks like these ones. You can get them liners. I love merino wool blended socks. The creme de la creme for me. And if you think that they somehow have enough of those kinds of socks, you can get them sealskin waterproof socks, which are really, really fun for Ireland. It's a very weird sensation when you're wearing a shoe that isn't waterproof, but a sock that is, because you still have the sensation, but you stay dry. So those are really, really cool to try out. And because they cost like a little bit of money, they're not something that you would kind of buy on a whim. So I think they work really well as a gift for somebody to try out and see if they actually like them. And finally, quite a few people just said that they would really appreciate a gift voucher for their local outdoor shop. If you've watched Tough Soles for quite a while, you'll know that we work quite often with Great Outdoors in Dublin, but there are so many outdoor shops all across Ireland. Supporting your local outdoor shop is going to mean that they keep thriving, hopefully, and being able to offer really good advice as well for people coming in looking for gear that you can't really get when you're sitting at a computer screen. So yeah, there's Great Outdoors in Dublin, who I love. There's Call of the Wild in Sligo. There are people all over the place. A new spot that I've heard of actually is Spur Outdoors. Basically, they're second-hand outdoor gear shop. Just because it's been worn doesn't mean there isn't still more wear in so much outdoor gear. So I think that's actually a really great option. It's affordable, you're getting people gear that they will get to extend the life of, really sustainable. It's a win-win-win for all. On to topic number 2, and that is outdoor-inspired gifts. Because quite a few people said that they really enjoyed an outdoor experience kind of a gift. So in Ireland, there's been a huge rise in saunas. A voucher for a sauna is not a bad option. Very relaxing, often up in nature, very enjoyable. A few outdoor adventure companies that I know of include Kerry Climbing, Two Rock Outdoor, FIA Mountaineering, hikeandclimb.ie, Stride Ireland. There are so many, I feel like I'm going to forget. I've definitely forgotten people out there who I have experienced and loved, but looking up people who do like an intro to navigation or just guided hikes, that kind of stuff, is a really, really good option for finding new ways of getting outside. Oh, Gals Gone Wild, there we go. An all-female hiking group. So many options in that space. If you're thinking of a slightly pricier present in the outdoor experience, there are 2 Irish trail running companies, like adventure ones that I know of. One's called Eat Sleep Trail Run by Shawnee Clifford down in the south of France. And the other one is Trails and Routes, run by Heather. And she's super, super cool. It's all about getting out sustainably, experiencing new places, and I actually won an Instagram competition with them. So I'll be heading off on one of their trail running camps in January. Nothing that I'm saying tonight is sponsored. I haven't told anybody that I'm making this video, that I'm mentioning these different companies. This is just all out of my own love and appreciation and enjoyment for different outdoor brands and people. Just gonna put that in there. If you're into the idea of jewellery, somebody that I have to mention is the Wandering Goldsmith, who makes beautiful outdoors-inspired handmade pieces here in Ireland based on her adventures. I would highly recommend looking her up. I have one of the necklaces right here. I'll have to get some close-up shots, which I love. I haven't taken it off since I got it. Then there's also Storehouse Arts, who I have a print of, all about the mountains of Ireland. They do some gorgeous prints based on the county high points, rivers, mountains, inspired by different elements of nature that are often quite simple but beautifully executed, in my opinion. And last but not least, while I walked St. Kevin's Way, Belle of Inshacheen Beag gave me some incense by a brand called Be Kind, because they had St. Kevin's Way inspired incense, which I thought was really, really cool. And apparently they have done it for other outdoorsy places in Ireland. And finally, we have outdoor books, where I thrive. So, I think the one that I've used the most this year, and I've actually had to buy myself a new copy because I somewhat destroyed my old one. It just got very wet. It just got very wet. It's still going to be usable. It dried out better than I expected, but there was a while there where I thought I'd ruined it. So I have got myself a new copy as well. It's The Wildflowers of Ireland, a Field Guide by Zoe Devlin. It's the second edition that's out now. It is so, so, so good. It's arranged by flower type, and then it goes by the shape of the flower. It makes it really, really easy to find what is in front of you. And I've definitely learned a lot from having this book. So whether or not the person you're buying it for goes on scales mountains or just wants to be able to know what's in their garden, this is a really great idea. I'm pretty sure in last year's edition I mentioned The Hike Life, my 50 favourite hikes in Ireland by Rosanna Purcell, because I really, really enjoyed the first book. I thought she did a fantastic job, and this year she's come out with The Hike Life 50 More to Explore, which is another 50 hikes all across the 4 provinces, the island of Ireland. And again, she's done a phenomenal job of finding actual, hidden gems as a term is overused. But she really, really, really has found routes that you don't hear about and are beautiful. And the work that she has gone to photographing these places is just incredible. As somebody who spends a lot of time outdoors in Ireland, I know she must have gone to each of these locations 5 or 10 times to get them on the pretty days where it really shows off that area. So, recommending book 2 this year. I can't remember whether I recommended her or not last year. I probably did because she's my favourite author. But Rebecca Solnit, for anybody who's interested in the cultural history of walking. She has Wanderlust, that's probably her most famous one. She also has a field guide to getting lost, 10 out of 10. And then we also have Robin Wall Kimmerer, who wrote Braiding Sweetgrass, which I probably also included last year. But you know what? I just absolutely love books. I love reading, so I'm never going to not shout out the books that I truly love. Braiding Sweetgrass is an exploration of Kimmerer's personal experience of growing up as Native American, and then experience of becoming a scientist, and the twisting and kind of coagulating of those 2 worlds into one. And I think it's a really beautiful exploration of how we interact and understand and study and fall in love with places. Actually, the last thing I'm going to recommend, I hadn't thought of this, but it's what I've used so much this year. Carl got me a pair of Shocks for my birthday in the summer. They are weatherproof Bluetooth earphones, but they don't go in your ear. They are bone conducting, so they sit outside of your ear, which means that you don't have anything in your eardrums to block out the noise around you. So I use them for running, I use them for hiking. I really enjoy being able to listen to an audiobook, but also hear what's going on around me, whether or not it's just for the atmosphere of the trees rustling, or to know there's a car coming up behind me while I'm on a run. I think these have been really, really great addition to my outdoor experience. So there we go, a recommendation actually from me and not from all of you. So we'll leave it there. If you have something that either you gift to other outdoorsy people in your life or have been gifted and absolutely love, let us know in the comments and we can create a lovely compendium of items. And yeah, otherwise, best of luck. Remember that it's often just about being thoughtful and spending time and letting somebody know that you care about them. And it's not about how much money you spend. And on that note, I will see you in our next video. Goodbye. Thank you so much to Jen for writing that wonderful Tough Souls.ie little hymn to open the video with. She sent that to me this year unprompted after last year when I wanted to turn 'Twas the Night Before Christmas into a Tough Souls version. I messaged her after spending a morning struggling and she sent me back 5 versions. And this year she sent it unprompted on the day of filming and everything.